Hey guys, Rolando Rodriguez here with xgains.com. We got workouts that work, eats that satisfy, and everything else you need to reach your lifestyle goals. Today I want to touch on a topic that I've actually been getting a lot of questions about as of late, and one of them is actually from my twin brother who's lost about 30 pounds following a ketogenic diet since the beginning of this year. Mentioned it before, but he is a mad scientist in the kitchen, and he's been following the ketogenic diet now for about, I guess, 2 years, maybe going on 3 years, but he loves challenges. So every time I say, hey, can you create this type of food but make it delicious for a ketogenic diet, he welcomes the challenge. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about how to make the ketogenic diet delicious and interesting, be sure to check out his blog. I'll have the link down below in the show notes. Anyways, what he's having an issue with right now, and a lot of people actually reach out to me on a regular basis about, is not being able to lose weight on a ketogenic diet, or more importantly though, hitting a plateau. When you hit a plateau, or if you want to become leaner or more cut, especially if your body's already reached its optimal level of body composition and where it wants to be, you're going to have to start to focus not only on the hormones, but you need to focus as well on the calories. Even in a ketogenic diet, you can gain weight if you overeat on calories. So if you're eating too much fat, that could be an issue. Now, on the flip side, instead of eating too much fat, you might be eating too little fat. Doesn't really make sense, right? Well, the thing is, if you're running a caloric deficiency and your body's not getting adequate amount of energy, it might start to store the energy, and it will bring down your metabolic rate. So yes, you can overeat on fat, but at the same time, you could be eating too little fat. And following a ketogenic diet, you might be eating too little fat and replacing it with too much protein or maybe too many carbs that you're not actually getting into ketosis. So you could be having too much fat or too little fat. Another thing you could be doing is not having enough nutritional density in your diet. So you might not be eating enough vegetables. You might be saving your carbs for a piece of bread. So then all day you eat protein and fat, and then your carb intake, instead of being dark leafy greens or things that are gonna have a lot of nutritional bang for their caloric buck, you're reserving your carbs to eat the standard carbs that we regularly eat. A donut, bread with your hot dog. And that's why I always say, do not make room or save your carb intake for regular starchy foods that we normally eat on a regular basis when we're not following a low carb diet, because you are going to be replacing the nutrient dense vegetables that you would be eating on a ketogenic diet. So your body doesn't have the building block it needs to actually ramp up that metabolic rate, causing you to reach a plateau. Another thing is, you could be focused on net versus total carbs. Talked about it before. Net carbs means that you take the total amount of carbs that food has and you subtract the fiber. Well, if you hit a weight loss plateau in terms of following a ketogenic diet, ditch the net carb approach and go total carbs. So count just total carbs. Don't subtract the fiber from the food that you're eating, and you're going to see that you might start losing weight again. Another thing you could possibly be doing is eating too much protein. Yes, protein is satiating, and yes, if you're working out, you might need a little more protein. But the thing is, guys, this is not the Atkins diets of the 90s. You can't just be going to town on bacon and protein. You got to have about 20 to 25% of your total calories coming from protein on a regular basis. So if you think you're overeating on protein, try to cut it back. If you haven't tracked your macros and you really don't know what you're doing, start to track them for a week and see what happens. Weigh your food, understand and know how much 4 ounces of protein is, how much an 8-ounce steak actually looks like before and after it's cooked, how much a cup of broccoli actually looks like on your plate. You got to know these things to be able to make changes. You can't just be shooting blanks in the dark. My twin brother doesn't like the calorie count, and I get it, and I have a video on how to lose weight without calorie counting. I'll have the link down below. Be sure to check it out if you haven't done so already. But the thing is, if you don't want a calorie count at all on a ketogenic diet, then you just have to start eliminating certain things from your diet. For example, you might have butter with every single meal that you have, and you're gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna drop the tablespoon of butter with 2 meals that I have a day. Or you might say, I'm not gonna use as much olive oil, or I'm not gonna eat as much protein, or I'm gonna flip the protein and take one protein serving out and actually have vegetables in place of that protein. Because again, if you're sacrificing your vegetables for the carbs that don't really help promote healthy gut biome, that might be an issue. The gut bacteria actually will help us lose weight. So we got to make sure that we are both getting enough nutrition for us and for our gut bacteria to make sure that everything is firing on all cylinders to promote that weight loss. And sleep, guys, 7 to 8 hours of sleep is going to make a huge difference for a number of reasons. Talked about that before on this channel, but if you hit a weight loss plateau, make sure you're getting enough sleep. But finally, guys, we need to mention just the fact that people are out there chasing ketones. What does that mean, guys? That means that they're not out there really focused on formulating a proper ketogenic diet. Instead, they're just trying to increase their ketone levels in their body. So the diet might be crap. If you're losing weight, if you're feeling great, if you have more stamina and energy throughout the day, who cares how much ketones you have in your body? It doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, the longer you follow a ketogenic diet, the more efficient your body becomes at utilizing the ketones. So the less ketones you may have floating around in your body and or in your urine or your breath, however you're testing it. As long as you feel great and you're following a ketogenic diet and you're striving towards your goals and or you're maintaining a healthy body composition, that's what matters, not how many ketones you have floating around in your blood. So anyways, I threw sleep in there, but in terms of food and your diet, if you're not losing weight on a ketogenic diet, what might be the issue? Too much fat, too little fat, not enough nutritional density in your diet, net versus total carbs, too much protein, and you could be just chasing ketones. Guys, stay focused on the objective. It should be about maintaining a healthy weight, getting stronger at the gym, living life to its fullest, and making strides towards your goals on a regular basis. If you're doing all of that with the eating approach that you're following, who cares how much ketones are in your body? Anyways, that's it for now. This is Rolando Rodriguez with xgains.com. Please let me know if you got any questions or comments down below. Please like, subscribe, and share to this channel if you haven't done so already. I'd greatly appreciate it. The website again is x-. That's the symbol, not the word, gains.com. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Peace.